My name is Johnny Murphy. I'm the coordinator of Galway Ocean Sports Centre. The Ocean Sports Centre was launched last year with the aims of facilitating clubs in Galway to participate in marine activities. It's going very well for us. We've been working with the Claddagh Boatmen for the last number of months, building a workshop for themselves on the premises. But in the meantime, they've been helping us out elsewhere and facilitating the other clubs which we've set up here, which would include a new dinghy sailing club, Galway Kayak Club, Galway Sea Scouts, and Galway Sub-Aqua Club, who are all kind of co-located in the building. One of the other aims of the building as well, or the centre, was really to facilitate young people to pick up skills in marine industry, in boat building, in sail repair, and that's all coming here. We've got a sailing loft under the roof. We've also got somebody training people in boat building, and this is where the Claddagh Boatmen come in again. They've got a very strong community involvement. They're training a lot of people in maritime skills, and we think that's going to allow a lot of people to fulfil themselves over the next number of years.
My name is Peter Connolly. I'm Secretary of Bádóirí on Claddagh. We're involved with a project to restore a number of Galway hookers, and we have a workshop in St. Joseph's Community Centre in Shanthalla that's presently working on a 32-foot hooker, the Marking Joe, and it's a complete replication of a boat that was built in 1985. We're here at the Galway Ocean Sports Centre at the moment, where we've started a second workshop to do up a boat that was built in and restored in the Claddagh about 35-40 years ago. The boat itself is about 100 years old, and it's called the Claddagh Lass, and we will be restoring that boat here at the Galway Ocean Sports Centre. The overall project itself would see probably a number up to 9 boats being restored over the next 4 years, and that we'd have an active fleet of hookers sailing out of Claddagh. It would be a complete restoration and revival of traditional hooker sailing in Galway City and out of the Claddagh. And with that, the project would hopefully produce 4 to 5 shipwrights over the next 5 years and increase the number of people actively sailing traditional vessels, either for pleasure, sail training, or tourism here in Galway City. The boat we're presently working on at St. Joseph's Community Centre is a 32-foot lavage, a middle hooker, and it would be the first hooker in its class to be built in Galway City since 1922, and we would be employing traditional boat building methods in the restoration. We would hope to train future generations in this lost art here in the city of Galway. We have accessed over the last months the expertise that has been garnered by the restoration of many hookers in Connemara over the last 30 years, and that we're delighted to be able to get that help. At this stage of the project, we would be delighted for anyone, for help, financial help from anybody in the area of possibly sponsoring a rib, sponsoring a plank, or sponsoring a piece of the mast, the boom, the gaff.
The Galway Hooker Sociation was founded more than 30 years ago with the aim of restoring older Irish sailing vessels, especially the Galway Hooker. So as a representative of the Hooker Association, I would like to say that we support completely what Bádóirí and Claddagh, the Claddagh Boatmen, are doing in restoring and reviving the art of traditional sailing of boats in Galway. This visit by a small Galway hooker, a Glóteach, to Abu Dhabi was part of a maritime cultural exchange between Galway and the city of Abu Dhabi. And as part of that exchange, the Abu Dhabi people are bringing over at least one dhow, if not up to 6 22-foot sailing dhows. They're not working boats, they're sailing boats. And while we were over there, we were presented with a lovely model of a sailing dhow from the people of Abu Dhabi for the people of Galway. The Galway hooker is indelibly associated with the town of Galway. It's an iconic image of Galway. So for that reason, and because the Volvo Ocean Race is finishing in Galway in 2012, we decided to take a good example of a Galway hooker to Abu Dhabi for the stopover there, and it was a great success. It attracted huge interest and publicity for the Volvo Ocean Race, which finishes in Galway 2012.
My name is Michael Kine. I'm chairperson of Bádóirí and Claddagh. Just to fill in on a little bit of the background of the club. in some years ago, around 2008, 2007, we were boat owners in the Claddagh, and we saw that traditional boat, the Galway Hooker, the Claddagh Hooker as we call it, was in disrepair. The 3 or 4 that were there were up in the quay wall, needing major refurbishment. Actually, most of them needed rebuilding. So we as a club decided in 2008 to buy a glow jug as a club and go on to restore it, which we did. So we restored it, employed a boat builder by voluntary contribution, and the business of the city, I have to say, were very supportive, and we finished that project. We launched it in the Claddagh at the same time as the Volvo in 2009, so it was a great success. So I have to say we've moved from strength to strength. That was the catalyst, if you like, to maybe go on. So since then we bought a wreck of a hooker in Dublin, a 32-foot Galway hooker, built in 1987. So we as a club bought the hooker and bought it at Galway and went on to rebuild a Galway hooker, 32-foot hooker we call Lawbot. It's a small half size of the full hooker. So at the moment we have 3 lads and a boat builder building the hooker. Hopefully it will be finished for the Volvo this year, 2012. We hope to have it finished by maybe June, all going well. And so we're very grateful to the city and small business and even government agencies or whatever, any people that we ever approached for the project were always very supportive, and we have to thank them for that. It was a major undertaking for the club, very time consuming. It's a lot of voluntary time gone into the project, but all the lads are willing to do it, and hopefully we go from strength to strength. I would just like to mention that as a club we have facilitated sailing classes for beginners, and part of that is practical sailing on the Galway Bay on our glow jug. We use the yacht and the glow jug, and I would ask anybody that's interested to experience the sailing of a traditional boat on Galway Bay. You wouldn't get anything like it anywhere in the world, we think anyway. Like, now of course we're biased towards it anyway, but so anybody that feels like going for a sail, definitely in the summertime when we have the glow jug plus the hooker, we will facilitate anybody that would be interested in doing the preliminary course and go on to sail with us. They'll be more than welcome. The cost to build the Galway hooker that we're building, 32-foot hooker, would be anything in the region of, with facility, anything up to €50,000. So we have to try and source that anywhere we can. So anybody, we would plead to anybody that are passionate like we are about the traditional hooker. It is part of our heritage. We appreciate that, and I know as well as that people around the world, if they ever knew about it, would also appreciate what we're trying to do.